What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Racy Podcast. This is your host, Cristopher Zamora. Welcome to the show. So today, guys, I want to speak to you about the movie. Yeah, this movie, Abigail, it was a good one. I freaking enjoyed this movie, dude. It was fun all the way through. This movie is about six robbers. They're trying to rob one little girl. She's a ballerina, and the reason why they actually kidnapped her, it was because supposedly they were going to get money from a very rich guy, and the guy that was responsible for them, the guy, he mentioned that they were going to make him even more poor, and they were going to try to make him pay so he can keep his daughter, and they will become richer supposedly. That was the main plot, supposedly. But little did they know that things were gonna go in a different direction. They did not know that Abigail, she's actually a vampire. Yeah. If you guys did see the trailer for this movie, then you already know like the whole story mostly. But like if you actually just go see this movie without actually seeing the trailers, you probably might have a very wonderful time watching this movie. It's like if you have seen From Dusk Till Dawn, if you're expecting this movie to be just an action film, and if you want to go see it in the theaters, you'll find out later on in the movie that it turned out to be a vampire movie. Just like this one, in a way. And like Abigail, it kind of did remind me of Ready or Not, like the script, the jokes that they put in this movie, the action scenes. It kind of did remind me of Ready or Not. Have you guys ever seen that one? Ready or Not is another good one, but I think like Abigail, I just have to give it a big thumbs up. It's a really good one. I did enjoy it. We have stars like Melissa Barrera, Catherine Newton, Angus Cloud, and a few other notable faces. This movie, like I said, the jokes were hilarious and the action scenes, they were pretty good. There were some parts that actually did get me for this movie, and there were some parts that were somewhat scary, but like in a way, I mostly enjoy the whole movie. But there is a lot of bloody scenes in this movie, so if you're very squirmish and do not like seeing blood, then yeah, this is a movie that you do not want to see alone. But this is a great one. I did enjoy it. Angus Cloud, if you guys know who he is, he's the actor who plays as Fez in the TV show called Euphoria. Last year, I mentioned to you in this podcast that he did pass away and he's no longer with us. I think this is supposedly his last movie that he ever made. And it turned out to be really good, man. It was a really great movie. He did a great performance as best as he could. He was the first one to go to actually get killed in the movie. But I believe that he played a wonderful job just playing this character that he was. And yeah, man, this was his very last scene that we will ever get to see him play in any other movie or TV show. Catherine Newton, I've seen her before in the TV show called The Society. And she recently did came out in the Aquaman. No, I'm sorry, not Aquaman. The Ant-Man movie. It's a third movie called Quantumania. She supposedly plays as the daughter of Ant-Man. And that movie was okay. It wasn't the best. To be honest, it was probably one of the worst Marvel movies up to date. But her performance on this one, it was hilarious. I did find it very funny at times. And we also got Melissa Barrera. Melissa Barrera, she recently came out on the newest movies of Scream. She came out on Scream 5 and Scream 6. And we also know that she is not going to come back for Scream 7 due to Well, due to like just having issues with the company itself that actually makes the movies. I'm not really gonna go into it. I already did on the past, but things did not go well for her, and that's why she is not gonna come back in that series. Also for Jenna Ortega, supposedly for her it was because she was busy and she had a busy schedule, and that's why she could not make it for Scream 7. So yeah, Melissa Barrera is in this movie, and as the main character, this movie, she's pretty good, man. She's a good protagonist. She's the one who led the film in the right way, and also the little girl Abigail. I have to give props, man. Being a child star in the movie, she did great, dude. The freaking, I never seen a ballerina vampire. Now that's somewhat new and original. I never really seen that before. But damn, was there so much blood? There was a lot of blood in the movie scenes. If you, like I said, if you have seen the trailer, you already know what the whole movie is mostly about. But like the main reason why they took her, why they kidnapped her again, was because they wanted the money. But since they find out that this little girl was a vampire, the reason why they were chosen, yeah, like these robbers, they were chosen because supposedly all of these people, they had something to do with her dad. Like they have done supposedly terrible things to his company, and that's why they were chosen for her to actually just eat. That's basically it. But it was a very enjoyable movie. At the ending of the movie, you were able to see the father of Abigail, and it turns out to be like he goes by many names. And once I heard that sentence, I knew who they were talking about. They were actually targeting Dracula, supposedly. Dracula is supposedly Abigail's dad, but I don't know if they were actually going for that. Maybe there could be a second movie, but I really don't know. I don't know how a part 2 can actually play out. Melissa Barrero's character was probably the only person that survived this movie. Everybody else died. Yeah. And also Abigail's, well, she survived, and her father too. And also there was this other guy. Let me see, what's this character's name? I'm about to search it up real quick. The actor Dan Stevens, his character, the guy that he was playing, he was a dick. Yeah, it was somebody that you did not really like, and he was able to turn into a vampire by the end of the movie. Giancarlo Esposito, he actually came out on this movie as well as a vampire. Giancarlo Esposito's character transformed Dan Stevens' character into a vampire, and he betrayed him. He betrayed him, and now Dan Stevens was the main vampire. The only reason why Abigail could not take him out was because he was just a stronger person. He's a man and she's a little girl, so she needed help. She needed help from Melissa Barrero's character. Abigail made a promise to the main character that she wasn't going to hurt her and that she was going to let her live by the end of the movie. And so they actually did took out the main villain of the movie, which was Dan Stevens' character. He played a good role as well. Most of these people, man, they're just great actors. Like I mentioned to you on the last movie I've talked about, they're getting great actors just playing these roles, and this movie just fits them very well. Abigail, I have to give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. That's my rating for this movie. Supposedly, as of right now when I'm recording this podcast, it says right here that the audience score is an 86%, and the people, the reviewers, actually gave this movie an 84%. Yeah, that's about right. I give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. I do not give this movie a 10 out of 10 because yes, there were lots of characters that you could know of, but like I didn't really cared about their backstory. I just really was looking forward to like how all of these characters they were going to survive against Abigail, and it did not disappoint, man. It really did not disappoint. Yeah, just like when she was revealing herself, Abigail, when she told them why they were actually there. That part I did not really care about as much, like the background story. I mean, but it was a very fun movie. Again, if you don't like seeing a lot of blood, then this movie is not for you. But just watch it with a friend. You will enjoy it. I went to go see it in theaters. I'm surprised they still have it on right now on the movie theaters. It actually came out last month. I thought by now they would have released it in digital DVD or something like that. But it was a great choice, man. It was a great choice I made this past Thursday to actually go see the movie by myself. But I enjoyed the movie. I had one hell of a time. So now, guys, I want to speak to you about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. It turns out that supposedly Ryan Garcia was using PEDs when he fought Devin Haney. There are reports saying that he used them, and Devin Haney actually wants this fight that he had with Ryan to go as a no contest because he just wants to save his O on his record. Why? Why, Devin? Okay, if save that actually does happen, and if it's a no contest, he gets his O back, right? Wouldn't you actually want a rematch against this guy? Wouldn't you want a rematch against a person of this caliber? You'll make a lot of money, and Devin Haney doesn't want to fight him ever again. He doesn't want the rematch. He just only wants his O to come back. I don't know why Haney will do that. He's just scared of Ryan. Does he believe that he cannot beat Ryan? Yeah, that's just really disappointing. We're never going to get a rematch because Devin Haney is afraid of Ryan Garcia. He doesn't want to fight him again, and he felt those power punches when they fought each other. So yeah, that was very disappointing, man, when I heard about that. Devin Haney doesn't want to fight Ryan anymore, but he wants his O back. Nah, man, he just take the L. Keep that one on your record, okay, Devin? Miguel Cotto, back then when he fought Margarito, and the very first time, supposedly Margarito won the first fight, it was because he was cheating. He was using cement on his gloves, and that was the reason why he won it. And the second fight, yeah, they actually did have a second fight. Miguel Cotto had a rematch against Margarito, and he beat the shit out of him. Miguel Cotto actually defeated Margarito. He got the victory that he well deserved. I don't know why Devin Haney doesn't want to fight Ryan, man. He should just take the fight. Go in it, man. That's like the industry you're in. You're in the fighting game. You should just go in and try to beat him if you can. Oh, wait, man. You can't beat him. You're afraid. You actually felt those punches and you don't want none of Ryan Garcia anymore. That's why, man. That's why Devin doesn't want to fight Ryan. But he still wants to keep that O on his record. Nah, man. He shouldn't be like that. If you really wants respect for the people that actually follow you, go fight him again, man. And as for Ryan Garcia, those PED tests, they're strange. I do not believe that that's true. Because supposedly Ryan Garcia did post, like, during the time leading up to his fight, that he was actually negative in all tests that he has taken for VADA, which is that the steroid company that supposedly it involves all the boxing promoters, all the boxing fighters. Vada is the main one. During all of this leading up to the Haney fight, he was putting like all negative results. And then it turns out that the last one that he took, like right after he actually fought him, there was just one more that came in saying that he was positive for PEDs. I don't know, man. That just seems fishy. And like before they actually came out, the PED test, there was something like a photo that came out with him and Donald Trump. Yes, and Donald Trump. He took a photo with him, and there was also a video of him just showing like his skills, like his unboxing skills to him. I saw this episode of The Hodge Twins with Colby Covington. Colby Covington did mention before that once he had a photo with Donald Trump when he was president, when during back then, like in 2017 or so, he took a photo with him, and he started noticing that they blocked him. Like all of social media, they mostly block him, and they didn't let him grow. Like his following didn't grow anymore. It's like he was shadow banned, and I think that's what maybe they're trying to do with Ryan Garcia in a way, because people do not like Donald Trump, and there's multiple reasons why, but I'm not gonna go through them. And now this test just came out like a few days later, right after that photo he took with Donald Trump. It just seems so fishy, man. I do not believe that Ryan Garcia was in PEDs, and he even admits it as well. He even admits it that this can't be true, because he was already posting all those photos that he was negative and he wasn't using any steroids at all. So yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And I also saw a post saying that Gervonta Davis, he was backing up Ryan. Yeah, out of all people, Tank Davis, he was actually backing up Ryan in this situation. Like it just doesn't seem right. Maybe this was Devin Haney's plan all along, or maybe his dad. Well, we might never know. We will see. Maybe something else will come up later on. But yeah, that's the situation on that. And now, last but not least, I want to speak to you about Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia. Now this fight is gonna be just a little bit biased for me if I say that Canelo will win. I'm just looking for a great fight. So for this fight, I'm not really deciding on who's gonna win, because I really do not know the kid. Jaime Munguia, he has a 43-0 record as of right now. And this time when I'm recording this podcast on a Saturday, Jaime Munguia is 43-0, and he's about to face the biggest boxer right now, which is Canelo Alvarez. He has 2 losses on his record with 2 ties. I really don't know how many wins he got, but he has a lot. He has a lot more wins than Mayweather. That's what I know. Yeah, Jaime Munguia is going to fight Canelo Alvarez. I'm just hoping for a good fight. Hopefully he doesn't get outboxed like how the other guy that Canelo fought last year. That was a very disappointing fight. It was the one on September. I really forgot the guy's name that he fought. Yeah, it was just a forgettable guy. Yeah, it was a very disappointing fight. Canelo was winning the whole time. By unanimous decision, I believe he won. What intrigues me the most is a tweet that I saw. So look, I'm about to tell you about this tweet that I saw. I actually saved that on my bookmarks just in case. It says right here, Canelo Alvarez hasn't had a stoppage win since November 2021 when he stopped Caleb Plant. Jaime Munguia has had 5 stoppage wins since November 2021. Now this intrigues me the most, man. Canelo Alvarez, his last fight, I did see it when he fought Caleb Plant. He knocked him out. He knocked the dude down at least twice, I believe. And Jaime Munguia, it says right here, he has had 5 stoppages since November 2021. Now that's pretty good, man. That's awesome. That's very good for a guy that's undefeated. So maybe with his age and maybe his boxing skills, he can give Canelo a great fight. That's all I'm really looking for this Cinco de Mayo weekend. And we'll see, man. We'll see the results. I'll talk to you about it next week. And yeah, guys, that is it for this podcast. Hey, thank you so much for listening. If you guys did enjoy this podcast, make sure to actually follow it on whichever platform you are listening to it. If you are listening to it on Spotify, YouTube, Pandora, make sure to follow it. And also recommend this podcast to a friend or neighbor that actually likes listening to stuff about horror, combat sports, and anything pop culture related. Maybe they will enjoy this podcast as much as you do. And yeah, guys, that is it. Thank you and take care. Bye.